Anyway, our next segment, high spots and low shots.
Now I'm curious, John. What was your low shot tonight?
This Raw.
It's tempting, isn't it?
It is. It really is. My low shot is going to be Rybaxel.
What? Oh, okay. No.
Yes! They threw
agree.
the match out, and even when they threw the match out because they were in control and they got themselves deliberately disqualified, which was fine.
They got beat.
They couldn't even hold on to their man advantage, and one of those men, I mean, come on, was Ryback.
But you also have to take into account that one of those men was also Curtis Axel, so I don't know.
Curtis Axel is a former Intercontinental Champion. That is one more title than Ryback. And Tag Team Champion.
Yeah, but so is Santino Marella, so how much does that really even mean anymore?
Well, I don't know, man. Ask Ryback. He's the one who said his life sucks right now. So, but yeah, Rybaxel's my low shot. Were there a million better choices? Yeah, there were. But you know what? This Raw sucked.
But John, let's also take
Ashton Kutcher.
You can't forget, though, we have to take into account that playtime is over, and so is Ryback.
Just tell us what your low shot was.
My low shot wasn't even on the show tonight. My low shot's Daniel Bryan, because he's getting just all kinds of trashed and slandered, and Stephanie is running a smear campaign against him, and he's not even there to defend himself, and now his wife is in jail. That's going to cost him money for bail. He is just in a really rough spot, and not to mention, on top of it all, 4 months ago, his father died, and he had to deal with that. 1 month ago, he got robbed and he had to deal with that. And now all of a sudden, he's getting all this crap and he's still rehabbing an injury this whole time. Daniel Bryan had the worst night ever tonight. And he wasn't even on the show.
So, in other words, if Daniel Bryan was in the same room as Ryback when he made his comment, he'd probably shoot him a look and be like, shut the hell up.
If Daniel Bryan was in the same room as Ryback when Ryback said, my life sucks right now, Daniel Bryan would have been like, oh, really? Your life sucks? And then he just would have walked out. He wouldn't have even said anything. He just would have walked out and left Ryback alone with his thoughts so that Ryback could slowly begin to realize how stupid that statement was for him to say.
So he would actually have a thought about thoughts.
He would.
For some odd reason, I want a David Otunga, Daniel Bryan, Ryback mashup now.
Oh my God.
I really haven't been able to recover since that David Otunga line, and you just made it so much worse with the Ryback one, and I don't even know what I'm doing with myself, but I'm gonna try and focus.
It's be like, yes, feed, yes, me, more, yes! Suck my bow tie!
Damn it. It wasn't supposed to get me twice. It's all about me, it's all about the power. Yes! God.
Feed me more.
Oh, that would be the greatest mashup in history.
I gotta send a message to Raven Syar, man.
Oh, dude, he has to do it now. And he's done more out there ones. I think he could pull it off. But to try and plant my feet firmly back on the ground, though I make no promises at this point, yeah, it sucks to be Daniel Bryan right now.
Yeah.
That was, I think, actually, whether you meant to or not, that was actually another problem I had with that segment, was that Bryan wasn't even there to defend himself. Or
believe me,
even,
my friend, that was
break.
perfectly intentional.
Good, because I agree with you. That was an actual problem.
Yeah.
I would relate it back to, because I remember when Brock Lesnar and Undertaker were feuding back in 2002, they tried doing a similar thing with The Undertaker, bringing a woman that supposedly had relations with him, and at least even Undertaker was able to make a phone call and be like, Sarah, I don't know what she's talking about, I've never seen this woman before, like Daniel Bryan. He didn't even tweet about it. I checked his Twitter, he's like,
I know, dude, I was thinking that exact same thing. Like, they could have put, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, the level of saving that this segment needed in order for it to be acceptable was 10. And even Daniel Bryan just tweeting, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, would have been like a 5 on the saving scale. But what they did was like a -1.
I know, right? Yeah, that's the thing. It wasn't even on the barometer, and yet they achieved it. Holy crap.
They anti-saved this segment.
What the hell is going to be my high spot? I don't even know where I am right now. My high spot, I'd have to say, is me, because I've been laughing my ass off the past 15 minutes. But But again, to try and be serious, which who are we kidding? I was never Walter Cronkite. I never will be. But I'd have to say, you know what? I'm going to say that my high spot, and this is going to be weird, but I'm going to do it because I believe in it, and we've taken liberties with high spots, low shots before. My high spot, Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, John Cena. All three of them in their own way, specifically Paul Heyman and John Cena because they were the actual talkers. Really did a great job for the program tonight, the main event program. Sold it beautifully. Brock just being there, that's why I also gave him credit. Plus, I love the little alteration they made to his shirt. And I'm sorry. Just the fact he came in that ring, playtime's over, Grandpa. Like, yeah, you tell those old people it's your time. It's just everything.
I just realized something.
Yeah.
You know how I complained earlier about how two different people used rhyming poem segments?
Yeah.
Two different people tonight said playtime's over. Ryback said, and so am I. And Brock said, Grandpa.
Clearly, Brock Lesnar is a feed me moron.
We need them in a match now, or at least a tag team. They're both former Heyman guys. Now, granted, Brock is also a current one, but he's also...
It's so funny you say that, because I was talking with James the other night, because, again, the Ryback rumors have been going around that they are going to separate, and Ryback is probably going to go babyface again. And I said, dude, if they really want Ryback to recover his momentum as a babyface, I want just one match with Brock Lesnar. I think those two in a ring would be awesome. I'd be excited to see that. I'd renew my network subscription, which, to be honest, I probably will anyway. But if I knew that match was promised to me in the future, that would be enticing enough for me personally to renew, certainly. So who knows? Stranger things have happened. But yeah, that's my high spot. I'd say specifically Paul Heyman and Cena, but I'll even lump Lesnar in there because, you know, him just being there, he looks like a behemoth. He looks like an intimidating presence, and, you know, he just gives off that vibe. So they all did in their own way, I guess, good work. So
there you go.
Who's your high spot? Oh, I'm intrigued to hear this.
Honestly, just as like a point and laugh at this Raw in the face, I was tempted to make it Eva Marie, but I won't.
Okay.
And I could have justified it too, because she beat the Divas champion tonight.
Yeah, she did.
But to keep it at least somewhat serious, I am going to say my high spot's Randy Orton, because he has so much momentum going into his match with Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. And it could have been Roman Reigns too, because technically he won his match by DQ and he still got the upper hand in his little post-match beatdown. But nobody's going to remember that. Nobody remembers what happened to Roman Reigns at 9:25 actually at 8:25 this evening. But everyone remembers what happened to Randy Orton right before the Hulk Hogan birthday celebration, because he made himself a memorable moment with that RKO followed up with the pose, and then he pinned the guy and won, despite wasting time with the pose in the first place.
I know, right? And it wasn't just some guy; it was freaking Sheamus.
Yeah.
And
not only is it Sheamus, but it's Sheamus who also happens to be a champion right now.
Yeah, the United States champion.
So now is Randy Orton the number one contender for the U.S. Championship?
You know, they probably will give him a title match. They'd be like, but Hunter, I took care of Roman Reigns. What about the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match? Well, I'm sorry, Randy, but we're going.
Well, look, Randy, here's the thing. We've got contractual obligations, and as it turns out, you defeated Sheamus last week, so you need to face him in a U.S. title match.
But what about the title? We still need to get it back to the Authority. Oh, don't worry about that, Randy, because
Seth Rollins
consulted. Oh, what were we gonna say?
Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar have got that on lockdown.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, assuming that those two had failed, it'd be like, don't worry, Randy, we've officially consulted with Plan D. And then they just
And then Stephanie walks in, and everyone's just like, Plan Double D.
It's not even fair how on fire you've been tonight. I guess with that said, and now I'm going to be thinking about that. I'm going to be thinking about Suck My Bow Tie. I'm going to be thinking about Ryback's Hangout for Idiots while his life sucks.
Oh, God, we have Raw request yet.